Imagine a commercial container ship that doesn't just carry cargo, but carries the end of American geographic sanctuary. Not in theory, not on paper. This is the operational reality the IRGC is building right now in the gray zones of the Pacific. This isn't about traditional naval power. It's about making the 5,000 miles of the Pacific Ocean completely meaningless. When a single converted merchant vessel can launch a saturation wave that bankrupts a multi-billion-dollar defense net, the old rules of homeland security stop mattering. This is the IRGC Navy's forward base strategy. The reason Vandenberg Space Force Base is currently on a war footing, and the blueprint for a transcontinental strike capability that targets the heart of the American West Coast. The technical foundation of this threat rests on vessels like the IRIS Shahid Bagheri. This isn't a traditional destroyer. It's a 180-meter Hyundai-built container ship converted into a mobile aviation platform. It features an angled flight deck and a ski jump ramp engineered to launch heavy payload Shahid 136 loitering munitions and Mohajer 6 UAVs. With a claimed endurance of 22,000 nautical miles, the Bagheri can remain on station for a year without refueling. That's not an incremental upgrade to a regional navy. That's a complete reimagining of intercontinental strike. It combines the gray zone ambiguity of global commerce with the strike radius of a carrier battle group in a package so clandestine that U.S. Northern Command faces an impossible problem: identifying a strike platform among thousands of identical commercial hulls before the first swarm launches. The foundation is magazine depth, a concept most people never think about until the interceptors run out. Current U.S. Homeland Defense is built around the Ground-Based Mid-Course Defense System, or GMD. It is designed to intercept a few rogue ICBMs in space, but those numbers sound adequate only until you consider the California Contingency. When Iran pre-positions maritime platforms within the U.S. exclusive economic zone, the mathematics of attrition shifts so dramatically that traditional advantages like the Aegis system or THAAD become irrelevant. Against Russia's S-400 or China's J-20, we talk about stealth. Against Iran's 2026 doctrine, we have to talk about math. Let me show you why low-cost mass is the most dangerous innovation in modern warfare, and how the IRGC is solving problems the Pentagon didn't even admit existed until the February 2026 intelligence disclosures. Consider the tactical nightmare. A single converted bulk carrier approaches the California coast. It doesn't launch one high-end missile. It launches a wave of 100 Shahid 136 drones. A Patriot PAC-3 battery identifies the threat and engages. It achieves hypothetical kills on the first 20 targets, but each interceptor costs $4 million. The remaining 80 drones are still closing on the port of Long Beach. The battery is now Winchester, out of ammo. It must wait for a slow resupply or let the targets through, compromising critical economic infrastructure. The IRIS Shahid Bagheri solves the problem of distance by bringing the magazine to our doorstep, requiring no major modifications to existing Iranian drone technology to threaten the American homeland. At 180 meters long, the Shahid Bagheri is a fraction of the size of a U.S. supercarrier, but its capacity for asymmetric warfare is massive. On a single converted hull, the IRGC can pack dozens of integrated mobile erector launchers inside standard ISO containers. Think about what that means. A platform that currently carries zero offensive capability suddenly carries a 100-drone saturation wave, potentially more with the Shahid MaRV configuration, which has already demonstrated the ability to test-fire long-range ballistic missiles from the sea. If the MaRV integrates the DESFUL or Fateh baseline variants, one merchant ship isn't a cargo vessel anymore. It's a floating missile city that can engage an entire coastal defense sector without warning. It fundamentally changes the calculus because U.S. intelligence cannot predict Iranian loadouts based on hull type. Two commercial ships in the Pacific no longer represent trade. They represent a multi-vector strike that makes traditional polar-focused radar networks obsolete. But raw mass is meaningless if the weapons sacrifice performance. This is where the Khorramshahr 4, also known as the Kheibar, becomes revolutionary. It doesn't trade range for payload. The Shahid Hammat Industrial Group states it combines the 2,000-kilometer reach of an MRBM with a 1,500-kilogram warhead. That's not marketing. It's a Mach 16 engineering achievement compressed into a 13-meter airframe. The primary innovation is the Arvand hypergolic engine. Unlike the older liquid-fueled Simorgh rockets that take hours to prep, the Arvand allows the Kheibar to be fueled and launched in just 12 minutes. By positioning the engine inside the fuel tank, Iranian engineers have extracted maximum velocity from minimal mass, creating a shoot-and-scoot, heavy ballistic capability that can be hidden in a standard shipping container. The Kheibar gains its terminal lethality through a maneuverable re-entry vehicle, or MaRV, similar to what we see in the most advanced peer-state arsenals. MaRV technology means the warhead uses 8 auxiliary thrusters to alter its path during re-entry, allowing it to juke around the tracking algorithms of THAAD and the PAC-3. Traditional warheads follow a predictable parabolic arc. The Khorramshahr 4 can literally change direction mid-descent, creating a terminal solution that matches or exceeds the precision of much more expensive Western systems. Furthermore, the guidance system is a multi-mode architecture that operates outside the atmosphere but deactivates during the terminal phase. This makes the warhead virtually immune to electronic warfare and signal disruption. It uses whichever method works best. If the US jams the GPS, the missile relies on its inertial dead reckoning to hit within 10 to 30 meters of its target. The sophistication packed into the GAME 100 and GAME 120 solid fuel rockets represents decades of IRGC aerospace force development compressed into a mobile package. These systems utilize the RAFI first-stage motor, featuring a filament-wound carbon composite casing that weighs a fraction of legacy steel hulls, while providing 68 tons of thrust. This all-conditions capability means the IRGC can launch from a mobile erector launcher in any weather, maintaining strategic readiness even under intense surveillance. The payload capacity of 1,500 kilograms also allows for the inclusion of decoys and submunitions, what analysts call track proliferation. By saturating defensive sensors with dozens of false targets, a single Iranian missile ensures its primary warhead reaches the target, regardless of the interceptors deployed. Cost is the final advantage, and it might be the most strategically important. A Shahid 136 drone costs roughly $20,000. The Patriot interceptor required to stop it costs $4 million. That's a 200-to-1 cost-exchange ratio in favor of the attacker. The Shahid Bagheri Industrial Group has optimized production through networks in China and Hong Kong, allowing them to procure precursors and 5-axis laser welding machines despite heavy sanctions. Traditional aerospace manufacturing requires decades of overhead. The Iranian mass-precise doctrine uses modular designs and COTS electronics to build stockpiles that the US cannot afford to shoot down. If a saturation wave costs $5 million and the defensive bill is $400 million, the military budget becomes the first casualty of the war. Affordability multiplies combat power by ensuring the IRGC always has one more drone than the US has interceptors. But here's the strategic implication. Iran's 2026 planning doesn't just aim for destruction, it fundamentally changes the economics of homeland defense. Currently, neutralizing an Iranian strike requires a carrier strike group or a massive GMD footprint. With the forward base ship, Iran can force the US to commit billion-dollar assets to shadow $50 million converted tankers. The attrition calculus collapses. Russia and North Korea are watching closely, providing high-quality satellite imagery and electronic warfare resiliency to the IRGC. Russia's comprehensive strategic partnership has already helped Iran identify blind spots in US air defense along the Pacific Rim. This isn't just an Iranian threat anymore. It's an integrated intelligence web designed to ensure the US homeland is no longer a sanctuary. The operational reality of this threat was validated in March 2026. The crew of a US Navy destroyer was forced to expend a significant portion of its magazine against a swarm of drones in the Gulf, an incident that underscored the magazine exhaustion problem. Shortly after, US Central Command conducted a kinetic strike that destroyed the IRIS Shahid Bagheri, signaling that the forward base concept is now a Tier 1 priority for the Pentagon. The Shahid Bagheri, along with the industrial zones in Iraq and the Shiraz electronics industries, were targeted to degrade the production capacity that feeds this transcontinental ambition. However, the mission expansion at Vandenberg SFB under Space Launch Delta 30 shows that the threat is far from over. The US is racing to deploy the next-generation Interceptor and Anduril's Anvil hit-to-kill drones to provide a low-cost solution to this high-volume problem. The name Kheibar itself reveals the weapon's nature. It is a historical reference to a decisive battle, chosen deliberately to signal a philosophy of overcoming fortified defenses through speed and precision. The IRGC didn't ask, how do we build a better carrier? They asked, how do we make the Pacific Ocean irrelevant? And the answer changed everything. The 2026 Strategic Plan for Vandenberg SFB, the Spaceport 2036 vision, is a direct response to this shift. It prioritizes the hardening of infrastructure and the education of guardians to manage automated defense sequences against MaRV-equipped missiles that move too fast for human reaction times. The most advanced retaliatory planning the IRGC has ever devised isn't a compromise forced by sanctions. It's a deliberate strategic choice to bypass the American shield and alter the mathematics of the Pacific in Iran's favor. When adversaries plan operations against the West Coast, they used to calculate based on the assumption of distance. The forward base ship and the Khorramshahr 4 make those calculations obsolete overnight. By the time we fully adjust our doctrine, the IRGC will likely have integrated even more sophisticated dead-hand triggers for sleeper cells already operating inside our borders. Geography isn't a shield, it's a corridor. And a $20,000 drone, when used as part of a 100-unit wave, is a weapon deadlier than any billion-dollar interceptor can handle. This is DIB Dispatch, where billion-dollar projects meet battlefield reality.